Hi there, I'm Rosamund Pike. I play Marla Grayson, and I want to take you through a scene from our film I Care a Lot, shot by shot.
Get rid of her. Make sure it looks organic.
In this scene, you are watching the demise of a very put-together woman. You know, she, having been the predator, is now the prey. Marla has, at this point, been chloroformed, and she's also been filled with vodka. I really relish the sequence because it's wordless, and I love exploring the physical dimension of Marla's need to win. Georgia Lyman, who plays Catwoman, and Kevin McCormack, who's the other heavy in the scene, they had sort of manhandled me into the car. And it's very important, I think, when you're playing out of it, that you give them a dead weight to deal with, although you're also trying to make yourself as sort of pliable as possible. Because it's not actually very easy to do everything that they needed to do, which was jam my foot on the accelerator. They had to jam the bottle of vodka between my leg and the steering wheel in order to keep my foot down on the accelerator pedal. The only bit of this sequence that I was not present for was when the car rolls down the hill and crashes through the undergrowth. I was not in the car at that point. We did a close-up later of me kind of coming round, and she's not really sure where she is, and suddenly she realises she's in a car, and it's at that point that she puts on the brake and is already hurtling over the edge of the cliff. And then we moved to London, to the water tank in Pinewood Studios. We had a day of orientation in the tank, and you're told exactly how to feel completely at ease and relaxed underwater. How to use the oxygen, how to use the mask. And then you're taught all that, you're feeling really comfortable, and then they say, but we're not going to do any of that. And then you have to try and go through the same motions without any of the things that you've had to make you feel safe. And the very first shot was one of the hardest because I could see the water level coming up past my chest, and it comes up very, very fast. And then I took that last gulp there, and suddenly I was underwater and I couldn't see and I couldn't breathe, and I was scrambling for the seatbelt. That was very panic-inducing because it had to happen in real time. The whole tank is equipped with a sound system.
3, 2, 1, turn over!
You can hear the direction coming to you. And each time over the 2 days that we shot the sequence, the words, as far as I remember, that you hear are cameras rolling, mask off, air out, and action. I remember that as time went on, it was harder and harder actually to let go of the mask and the air because your body is completely beat. So we basically shot the car sequence in 3 sections. We had getting out of the seatbelts, getting into the back, wrestling with the headrest, and then holding on to those straps, which I've never really found any function for in a car. I know they're supposed to be for hanging your dry cleaning or something, but I've never really found a function. But I did in that shot to grab onto and kick the rear window out. That was quite hard actually because it didn't break very easily. I had a wonderful dive partner called Jess, who I credit absolutely with my ability to do this whole sequence myself without a double. So I would push myself right to the limit of my air capacity because I knew that as soon as I did this, Jess would be right there and the oxygen would be in my mouth and I could breathe again. For the swim up to the surface, they needed it to look like I was swimming a long way, so they tethered me to the bottom of the tank at Pinewood on a big rock using fishing twine, and I broke the twine. My body produced this sort of burst of strength and energy, and I snapped clean off the twine the first go, so they had to bring out the shark twine, which I'm quite proud of, I have to say. We see Marla in true lioness mode fight for her life, make her way to the shore of this lake and let out a primal scream, which is both rage at anyone having tried to do away with her and also the rage of sheer determination to fight back. It was certainly the most physically challenging sequence I've ever shot on film.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the Netflix Film Club channel to get our latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.